week 4, Monday. Phase 2, beginning of phase 2. So they're gonna change everything up. Today we're doing front squats, 5x3. Lunges, 40 yards. This will be a walking lunge with a sandbag. It was supposed to be a sled push, but I don't have a sled. And I used Chat GPT, said, hey, what can I alternate? And that was what I could alternate. Then a sandbag carry, then a finisher AMRAP. So again, the finish is supposed to have a 200 meter run. I'm gonna do 10 cals on the Echo though. But beginning of a new phase, everything's kind of changed up a little bit. Front squatting, I haven't done that in many, many years. And it's supposed to be a 5x3, so pretty heavy. So I'm kind of figuring out what weight I should do without hurting myself. We'll see. But there's gonna be, I think there's 4 weeks in this phase, so we can kind of increase weight over those 4 weeks too. Here we go. So one of the cool things about this program is it tells you if a movement is supposed to be weighted, but it doesn't give you a weight. So of course, like on the front squats, 5x3 this morning, it doesn't give me a weight. So you need to do something that's heavy, that's working you over 3 reps and 5 sets. And then, so I started a little light this morning just because it's the first time I front squatted in years. Felt pretty good. So I'll go up next week on the weight, and I have 4 weeks in phase 2, so I can go up each week if I can. Also on the sandbag carry, on my driveway right here, it's about 20 yards long. And it's supposed to be a 60 meter, 60 yard, can't remember which one, sandbag carry. It doesn't give you a weight, but I'm doing 100 pounds today, and it's feeling okay. Starting to get a little towards the end, heavy. But my next sandbag is 150 pounds, so we'll see. Next week, maybe I'll try the 150 pounder, and that might put me in the ground. But you can adjust this program. It gives you like a framework, but you can scale it to you. Pretty cool that it's just spitting out of a computer, and it comes up with movements that are actually in the tactical games, with implements that are actually in the tactical games, and appropriate kind of specific days for specific purposes in the workout. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, phase 2 is going well so far. For the finisher, it's gonna be a 10-minute AMRAP, 10 wall balls, 10 kettlebell swings, 10 Echo calories. The wall balls, I don't have a full 10-foot ceiling. This can be a burner depending on how much you sell your soul. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Finish 5 rounds. And finish the wall balls and kettlebell swings in the 6th round. Almost sold myself. Good stuff, good finisher. Good start to phase 2. Good start to Monday, booyah. Now I gotta go work 12 hours. Here we go. Get some. Happy Tuesday. Today's actually my birthday, so I'm rewarding myself with doing a brutal workout. It's gonna be awesome. Turning 43. One of the cool things about being 43 is I'm in the 40 plus division, which is full of a bunch of pipe hitters and dudes that are absolutely amazing and awesome. I love to see them every time I go out to the tackle games. And just a bunch of old dudes doing some cool things. And interestingly, some of them were elite previously, and some of them bounced back and forth between 40 plus and elite. And actually at the Holt games last year, the top 3 elite guys were actually over 40. So anyways, the stack division, pretty amazing. But today, celebrating 43. The program is supposed to be 5 rounds of 15 thrusters at 95, 10 pull-ups, 400-meter run, and then 5 rifle and 5 pistol. I'm changing up a little bit. I haven't done thrusters at 95 in a long time. So I'm gonna do 10 thrusters at 95, 10 pull-ups, 400-meter run, 8 rifle, and 8 pistol. And there'll be 5 rounds of that. So 40 rifle, 40 pistol total. And I'll see how it goes. Still, this is gonna be the first time I'm running on my foot in the last week and a half. So hoping it holds up. We'll see. Here we go. Oh, last round. Dude, I'm not feeling it. Holy moly. Those thrusters are taking it out of me. I just gotta run back. $29.49. All right, for rifle, got 32 out of 40. So did kind of a little experiment during this workout. It might be a little biased because of the first 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds I did sitting on my butt, and I got 15 out of 16 up here, which is pretty good. But then the last 3 downs I did on my knee, I felt like I was actually more unstable on my knee. I thought that was gonna be opposite. And down here on my knee, I shot 17 out of 24. So I actually did better sitting on my butt and felt more stable. So we'll see, I don't know. A little experiment. Maybe we'll switch it around next time so that the butt goes less when you're more winded and heart rate's a little bit higher. On the pistol, did not do that great. 21 out of 40. So this was at like 21, 22 yards, kind of a small target on 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Got 10 out of 20. I split the 5th round between the top and bottom, but did about even. 10 out of 20 on the top, 11 out of 20 on the bottom, but just, everything's low. Again, I gotta work on my pistol barricade shooting. They have that in multiple stages, and actually during Holt with my 2011, it felt amazing. I was like hitting everything. But with the Glock, that last bit of trigger pull, I don't know. Gotta work more on that. So I've heard guys say in some videos that you should never mix working out and shooting when training for the tactical games. I don't know if I agree with that. I think you should do both. Because you can work dry fire, you can work just shooting without being winded all day long and everything looks pretty. But there are specific techniques that you have to work on while you're winded and breathing fast and your heart rate's high that you don't necessarily, issues that you don't run into when you're not fatigued and breathing fast. So I think you should do both. You're gonna have a significant deterioration in your shooting with a high heart rate and a high respiratory rate. But again, I think you should probably do both. Work on the fundamentals when you're not tired and fatigued, and then figure out how to apply those correctly while you're tired and fatigued. But I'm not an expert. Yeah, don't listen to me. I finished 19th out of 20th. Welcome back. Week 4, Wednesday. It's supposed to be a 60-minute ruck. Again, to kind of spare my foot, give it another week to recover. I'm gonna do 20-minute row, 20-minute echo bike, 20 minutes on the bike erg, and try to keep it in zone 2. That's what we're aiming for, just zone 2 stuff. So, here we go. All right, that's it for the night. See you tomorrow. Good evening. It's about 8:30 Thursday night after work. New workout for this week since it's phase 2 now. Bench press 5x5. Push press again 4x5. Weighted pull-ups. So in the last phase we were doing just pull-ups max. Now we're going to weighted pull-ups 4x6. And then we do a carry complex. Sandbag carry, farmer's carry, and overhead plate carry. So I'm just gonna push through this. It's after work. I'm tired, but we're gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done. That's kind of a cool workout. Here we go. Finisher, working on some carries. My driveway is about 20 yards long, and we're going to do a 60-yard sandbag carry, so 3 lengths of that, then a 60-yard farmer's carry, so 3 lengths of that, and then a 30-yard overhead plate carry, which is length and a half. We'll do 3 rounds of that. It's gonna be kind of fun. Might go quick. Kind of have no clue what to think about this one, how it's gonna go, so it'll be fun.
1, go.
All right, all done. 7:15. That was fun. Wasn't terrible. Probably need to increase the weight. That was a good first one. There'll be 3 more of these. So 4 weeks total in phase 2. So I'm sure I'll have to look at the next few weeks, but it'll probably increase weight or increase length. Nice little finisher. All right, time to go get a shower. See you in the next one. Good afternoon. Saturday, week 4. It's the first week of phase 2. This is the first Saturday I'm doing this different workout, which the Saturday workouts Chat GPT has not been as good on. They're supposed to be stage simulations. This one, first time I'm doing this, it's supposed to be a chipper. And then you shoot at the end, which this is not like any tactical game stage in the past. So it's a 1 mile run, and then 50 sandbag lunges, 40 burpees, 30 kettlebell swings, 20 pull-ups. And then you're supposed to shoot 10 rifle and 10 pistol and do 10 burpees for any misses on that. So that's just 20 rounds essentially, and I'm not sure how much work that's going to be. It's going to be probably 20 minutes plus, depending on how fast I go. So I think what I'll do this time, change it up a little bit. I'll just do the chipper workout, get the work done, get the volume in, and then I'll go ahead and shoot afterwards, and go from there. Yeah, again, I don't know what to think about this one either, being the first time. It's a lot of kind of high heart rate stuff. The 50 sandbag lunges, the only sandbag I have that I can do with that is 80, so that's gonna have to break that up. And then the other stuff just kind of plow through like on a chipper. So here we go. All right, 8:38. $12.45. 17:31. $20.01. $21.34. Good stuff. Good chipper. Good burn. Tried to pace to keep my heart rate manageable. I was hovering right at 160 the whole time. All right, now I'll do some shooting. Saturday afternoon, gonna do a little PCSL practice. Did some with my buddy yesterday, didn't do any recording, but now I have Will. So, gonna get it on. Here we go. So Will, forgot to record that stage. Well, it was a pretty clean run. All alphas for me on the paper, and steel went pretty well. So this is kind of cool. We're doing 4 rifle, 4 pistol paper, wide transition. And then on the move, you have to engage these torso steels. And then from the other box, you have to engage all 8 of the steel plates. Working on multiple things. But Will's gonna give it a run now. See what he can do. $28.33. Well, good shoot again, except for the Hosty. 4.02 hit factor.
$26.41.
Yeah, I didn't get a good grip on the handgun, so I had to readjust. Oh, Alpha, Alpha. That's a Charlie. Ah! Alpha, 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 Charlie. So shooting on the move wasn't the greatest. Alpha, 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 Alpha. Alpha, Charlie, Alpha, Charlie. Oh well. 4601. Alpha Charlie, Alpha Alpha. This is the bad one. Alpha Alpha. I'm glad you made those up. So you got Alpha Alpha, but then no shoot, no shoot. Alpha Charlie, Alpha Charlie, Alpha Charlie, Charlie Charlie. All right, slow down, dude. Or don't slow down. Speed up and get your hits. All right, one more run. Gonna run that same one back. I'm trying to decide if it's worth it to shoot the rifle on the move, the up close ones, or if I just run all the way up there to the barrel and shoot them statically. I don't know. I might try on the move again. All right, 39.97. Alpha, 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 alpha. Ooh, I didn't make it up. Alpha Charlie, Alpha Charlie. Alpha, alpha. Alpha Charlie, Alpha, alpha.
Alpha Alpha.
Oh, thank God. I didn't see that one. Alpha, alpha. Woo! Let's see if that adds up with those Charlies, though. Faster, but not as clean. All right, alpha, 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 alpha. Alpha, 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 alpha.
Started shooting the wrong one.
Alpha Charlie, Alpha, alpha.
Charlie.
Charlie,
That's my
Charlie.
because I just realized that I was like, oh no.
Oh, you started shooting this as your pistol?
Yeah.
Charlie, Charlie, stinking no shoot. But other than that, clean shoot, dude. That's why we're doing this, because it's hard to remember which ones to shoot when you're switching. All right, end of week 4. Did a little PCSL practice. It went really well, got better each time. We do have a PCSL match next weekend, so that's what that's for. And this bee has been loving Will all day. But anyways, good shooting, dude. Yeah. Hopefully we burn it down next weekend. All right. See you in the next one.